Education?
Well, for Japan, I couldn't. Okay, let me start with Netherlands. There are very few people in the Netherlands who would say that they're proud of being Dutch. Very few. And I think in our case, it also has to do with the fact that we mistrust collectives.
Wait a minute, you just concerned about your national anthem, right?
No,
No.
not at all.
How about your flag? National flag?
Not at all.
Really?
The Dutch are terrible. So if
Terrible?
we have, for example, the May
No,
5th,
like
there's a
Japan.
national day, right?
Mhm.
So
Like a-
everybody needs to take their flag down after the sun goes down. That's
Like a
that's a
Jap-
rule. That's nobody takes it.
Like-
They get drunk next
Really?
morning.
Like Japanese?
They drag it over the floor.
Really?
Terrible.
Like Japanese?
Like,
But you like your country, right?
I like some parts of my country, but I'm not proud
You
to be
you
Dutch.
like you respect your country, right?
Respect? No.
Mm.
What is respect? Som ser du? No. I respect the country in that it has provided me with many good things, but that doesn't make me like a patriot.
But you have a national identity.
Yes. I can't help it. That's the culture that I grew up in. That is the way that I've been programmed.
Japanese, they don't have it.
Of course they have it.
No.
Of course they
No,
have
they
it.
don't have it.
Japan has a national, I think, stronger than the Netherlands.
No.
I,
No identity.
They have a very strong identity. One of the reasons why you get so many tourists here is because
Why?
Japan has such
Why?
a strong national identity.
Why do you say that?
Because I believe that to be true. I'm not lying to you. Japan has a very strong national identity.
They're not aware. They're not aware.
Maybe they're not aware of it, but they have a very strong national identity and very strong culture and something that they believe in. They even don't need to talk about it and understand it implicitly.
So that might make Japanese like tricky.
They are very tricky. No, what do you mean with tricky?
Yeah, we saw it, cultured, but we are not aware.
Yeah.
So we, yeah.
Right. I think you have a very strong national identity in Japan.
For example,
For example, I think that basically identity is basically what you identify yourself with, right? And I believe that there's a very strong sense of belonging. There's a very deep buying into certain ideas, what's right, what's wrong, what it means to be Japanese, what you connotate that with. I feel that there is a very strong adherence to symbolism, language, culture, sense of being Japanese. I think it's very strong. It's getting stronger. It's still snowing, by the way.
right.
We are not aware that how we are like. So if we go outside and we deal with some foreigners, then we are not aware how we are then.
Right.
If they're not similar to us, so we feel strange why they are not doing like this.
Right.
Expected. Yeah.
Right. So Japanese people might think they're not unique, but believe me, you are unique.
Interesting. But we don't know.
No,
We don't
not
know.
aware of being unique, maybe.
That makes trouble.
So, but I think Japanese people are very unique.
That you said the Japanese should have identity, but the Japanese people, they don't feel they have Japanese identity. This is a major problem.
But they do have one.
They have
and
confidence.
why are you saying it's a problem?
No confidence.
Not having an identity means not confident. Maybe. Well, it's possible.
So identity, the meaning of identity is from something that we identify something.
So
So
self-image.
this means- yeah.
Self-image,
So
basically.
this means something to differentiate ourselves from others
Hmm.
by identify ourselves.
So it's just like a brand, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
it needs to be unique, and it needs to be distinctive. And I think that Japanese brand is both unique and very distinctive from other cultures.
Mm.
So being part of the Japanese means that you have, I think, something unique and distinctive that
uniqueness.
separates you.
Yeah, we might have uniqueness, but
Yeah.
we don't identify that uniqueness.
Right.
This means
You don't
we
recognize that.
identify,
Yeah.
Identity.
Mhm.
They,
Yeah.
they never say that I am Japanese
In
Right?
the outside.
outside.
Really?
I think actually they do. They do. I don't know what they feel when they say it, but I think they do identify themselves as Japanese.
But no meaning behind it.
Maybe not.
No meaning behind.
Maybe not.
Yeah, just because we
Not
are from-
not that they are happy or proud or anything. They just identify.
They are not
themselves.
proud of Japanese.
But that's like everybody else except the Americans.
Really?
Yes. Except
Not-
Americans, I
not-
think nobody is proud to be
Really?
German
Not
or
European?
English or Chinese. Well, Chinese may be different.
You're kidding.
I don't know.
But they're not proud.
Well,
of-
Chinese proud of Chinese.
Yeah, 中華思想。
Yeah.
It's kind of 中華思想。
Uh.
人民共和国。
Right, but Americans are really proud of themselves. But other countries, I haven't experienced
At
that.
least they have identity.
Yeah.
Identify themselves.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, my concern is okay, past 30 years, no growth, and next year, 30 years, also no growth.
Well, I think we would have been so lucky if that's the only thing. No growth, no contraction.
But that's supposed to be terrible next 30 years.
Well, no growth is not so bad. No contraction would be, if it started to contract, that would be worse. Because if you look at the number of Japanese people, I think it will go down to around 80 million. And
90,
and
2050.
that's not the worst part. Actually, the composition of the population will be very much skewed towards elder people. So actually, we really need to work very hard to keep the same level of the economy. I think it would be a big challenge to keep the same level. It's more likely that we are going to contract.
No growth.
No growth. But is it really that bad? And everybody wants to is talking about, oh, we need growth, we need growth, we need growth. But really, do we really need growth? I think maybe it's time to revisit that idea that we need continuous growth. I think actually Greta Thunberg talked about this. I'm not a huge fan, but she basically questions like that politicians are making us believe in the lies of eternal growth, and I think she has a point there. We can't grow eternally. Can't. So yeah, it could be that we don't have eternal growth, but we need to actually, maybe we can't grow, but we need to support. We need to work very, very hard and become much more productive in order to support people in our society. If we don't become more productive, we will not be able to even take care of ourselves. So I think that would be much more no growth, no growth. But actually not being able to actually take care of your parents, that's a much bigger problem. So I think probably you need to make this more visible and more like people can imagine what it will look like if they don't take any action, if they don't become more ambitious into their productivity and things like that. Because if that happens, then the situation will be really dire.
I think Japanese again, they need to be more aggressive to do something outside Japan, especially in Asia Pacific.
We're not